Now two flags fly above my land that really sum up how I feel. One is the colors that fly high and proud, the red, the white, the blue. The other one's got a rattlesnake with a simple statement made. Don't tread on me, is what it says.
Alright guys, what's going on? So, I made a video a few days ago, and I said, oh, I'll have a video coming up this Tuesday, and I didn't make a video. So, sorry about that. We ended up not going, so that kind of blew that whole thing, so I didn't get to make a video. But what I will do is I'll talk to you about my rods and reels, my favorite lures, good fall fishing lures, and stuff like that. So, probably my all-time favorite lure has got to be the Berkley Habit Craw Fatty. It's got to be my favorite lure. I don't know if it's because the places that I go to, they bite really good. I don't know, just something about them. Got really nice scent. I love the action on them. But also, another great lure is the Wild Thing. It's an action crawl by Chris Pace. You can get them at Bass Pro Shops. I don't know where anywhere else you can get them, but you can get them at Bass Pro Shops. So that's another good one. I like doing that on like lakes. There's this tough lake that I fish, and that lure works really good. It's pretty tough fishing at that lake, but that lure works pretty good. And so I ran out of Berkley Craw Fatties one day, so I started fishing these Berkley Pit Bosses, and it kind of got me hooked on that. It's pretty much the same thing, all crawls. I like those. And then Bass Pro Shops, this is either called the River Bug or the Buffalo Bug, and it's kind of like a little beaver bait, but it's got like a curly tail. It's got some thumper tails. I got that in 2 different colors, and the Berkley Chigger Crawls, those are okay. There's this one little pond I go to, and it works pretty good, so I like it for that. It wouldn't be my go-to bait. Probably it's either between these two right here. It's the Craw Fatty and the Wild Thing by Chris Pace. So it's pretty close between those two, and probably the Bass Pro Shops little river bug or whatever it's called. I forgot. I have to look at the package, but I don't have it on me right now. So yeah, that's pretty much what I got here. Although I do have a Strike King. This is like a structure bug. You just rip the tails there, and it gives it a lot more action. And that's pretty good for flipping around a lot of brush, or some, like, say you're fishing like grass. I want to say, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's like grass that grows off the bank. Those are good for punching into there and stuff like that. So there's one. Wow, look at that. Never seen so many crankbaits. To some of you're probably like, that's not even a lot of crankbaits, but so let's see. My favorite, I'll go over spinnerbaits real quick. So I like these hard hook spinnerbaits right here. This one's pretty beat up. These hard hook spinnerbaits, I like how they have these double hooks. It's not really a trailer hook, but it kind of is, kind of isn't. It's not loose. It's fully connected. It's got the willow leaf and the Colorado. It's pretty nice. It's all white. And then I just got this one recently at Bass Pro Shops. It's the where's it at? It's the Kevin Van Dam Tournament Series spinnerbait. They have this in the Scorcher color too. There's this one. This one's not the Scorcher, but there's another one called Scorcher. But it's by him. It's pretty nice. It's got the little trailer hook on it. What is it? It's a double willow leaf. It's like a it's a bluegill color. Half ounce, and I don't know. I liked it. As soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to get it. So those are my two favorite spinner baits. We'll go on to chatterbaits. So I like to get the Z-Man chatterbaits, and I like to put my own jig trailers on it. But my favorite one is this is it's cracked now. I'll have to buy a new one. But it's the I never really got a good name on it. It's the Naked Rage hook. You can get it at Walmart. It's got a really nice swim bait trailer on it, and it comes with two of them. But it's got some really crazy action. It's got like a bill, and it's got way more action than just a regular Z-Man chatterbait would. My favorite crankbaits would have to be, I don't know. I like Bomber. I like a few of the Rebel crankbaits that Rebel makes. Of course, Kevin Van Dam crankbaits. I forgot the name of this crankbait, but I like this crankbait. I'll look it up and I'll tell you in the next video what this one's called. But I've got three of those. I've got a whole bunch. I've got Bomber, I've got Rebel, and Kevin Van Dam. Just original floating. A lot of mix match crankbaits. I don't have one specific one that I usually fish. So I like every name brand of crankbaits. I think they all work the same. Frogs. I personally like the Scum Frog Bigfoot. I love how I love the action in it. The bass, they seem to hook up with it better. I don't know if they just bite. I don't know. This is just a cheap frog. This isn't anything special. I don't really want those expensive frogs. I like these ones because they're really soft. I've had better hookups with these. These walk pretty good. These mouse. It's okay. I mean, I probably wouldn't buy another. I got it at Dick's Sporting Goods. I got a small one and a bigger one. I seem like I got a better hookup on the smaller one. So if you are into mouse fishing, I'd probably go for the smaller one. The tail had better action than this one. This one seemed kind of stiff. But either way, I thought they were kind of cheap. But that's just me. I like to fish a lot of poppers. This is a hula popper. And let's see. Wow. I've got a hula popper on this rod right here. That's the bluegill color. It's got the trailer hooks. It's got the just regular treble hook. So I like that hula popper. That's probably my favorite one because this one's beat up. This one looks like a frog though. But my all-time favorite popper right now is the Bass Pro Shops Tournament Series popper. I don't know. It just you can walk it good. I don't know. If you wanted to walk a popper, you could walk this one really good. It's kind of like a spook, almost like. It has good noise. It's got really good rattle. And this is actually my new rod right here. This is a Berkley Cherrywood HD. It is actually 7 foot medium heavy. This is a Quantum tournament grade reel. It's a 6.2 to 1, 15-pound braid. This is the Winds Grip in red, gray, and black. It's kind of like a mix match. This isn't really, I really wouldn't probably use this for top water, but my buddy sold it to me. I was like, yeah, I like this rod. I like the look of it. The reel's pretty nice, and I mean, it's just all around. The braid was on it when I got this reel, so I was like, you know what, might as well just toss the popper. I use it probably for some jigs. It's kind of a bad setup for that, but it's alright. It'll do. But so that's it with my spinnerbaits, chatterbaits, crankbaits, top water, pretty much that. So let's see. The good old Senko. Good old reliable. When fishing's tough, you know what to tie on. The good old Senko. I don't know what it is about the Senko, but the Bass just love them. Texas rigged, wacky rigged, it doesn't matter. They love them either way. I personally, I like the Yum Dinger from just from Walmart. They're good, they're reliable, they catch the fish, and I'm not trying to trash talk Yamamoto Senkos or any other Senkos, but these are really durable. I rig them up all the time. I'll probably land an average like 10 fish on one when you toss on the Yamamoto and barely get, what, maybe 3, 4? It all depends on how you rig it. Maybe that's just me. I got a bunch of different colors. It's like watermelon seed with a chartreuse. This is just watermelon seed. And then this is, shoot. I don't want to say this is just watermelon, if not watermelon black flake. And then I got watermelon red flake. And then I got watermelon with the chartreuse tip. That's always good. And then I've just got the all white. And see what else I got in here. These should be in with my crawls, but I just toss them in here because I have no space in there. This is the Trigger X crawl. You can split the tail, keep it together. You'll get less action with the tail together, and you'll get more action. Or you could these make a real nice thump in the water. You could just rip these off and just have that, or you could just rip these off and have these two little ones. So either way, it works good. I got some little finesse worms and stuff like that. I personally use that for drop shot. This is another nice little worm right there. Probably use that for drop shot. I don't know why this is in here, but I got a little thump tail in there. Just some odd and end stuff, but this is pretty much my Senkos. Going on to the swim baits. Let's see. Got some tubes, I got some swim baits, a nasty thing of jig heads. I like, if you go into Walmart, I like to pick up these swim baits that they come with the plastic on. You just rip that off. But I like these swim baits. They've got a boot tail. I'm pretty sure it's the Red Eye something. I forget. I take my stuff out of the package. I'm that one guy that doesn't know the name to any of the lures because it takes them out of all the packages and doesn't remember what it is. But also, another good lure is I do know for a fact this came from Gander Mountain. It is Gander Mountain name. It comes with some type of hook. I'd have to find it, but I don't really like the hook because how they have it, it rigs different than I like it. It's got a really nice action in the water. If you want to, you can square that off, make that like that, and it'll give it more of a sway instead of it just going rapid. So either way, or you can trim it down, use it as a trailer, either way. So I also like, Walmart's my place to shop. If I'm going for lures, I like Walmart because we don't have Bass Pro Shops anywhere near. We do have a Dick's Sporting Goods, a Leisure Time Outdoors, but I just stick to Walmart pretty much. I like the Sick Fish Junior. That is actually the perch. And I also have, where is it? I've got the bluegill Sickfish Jr. I had better luck on the bluegill instead of the perch. They're good trailers too if you wanted to trail them on something. I probably wouldn't recommend it. I would just like this. This is a Ripple Shad Fire Tiger color. I'd take an unpainted jig head and put it through this right here. You can put painted, unpainted. It all depends on what they're hitting. The fish will tell you what they want. Oh, got one right here. This is a Sickfish Jr. That tail has nice action. It's really nice in the water. That's the unpainted jig head, and it's pretty good. It's a pretty good lure. That's pretty much what I got on swim baits. I do like the Mr. Twister Sassy Shad Pearl White with the yellow back. I'm not too sure. I can't remember what these were called, but I know they're at Walmart. So if you just come across them at Walmart, they're a pretty good lure. And you're like, oh, I remember that video. Yeah, they're pretty good. So that's the swim baits I have for that. That's pretty much all I've got. Let's see. Okay. So, I'm down to my last one. I got one rigged up on my pole, though. This is the Storm Wildeye Live Sunfish. It's pretty cool. It's so cool to fish them. I'll be fishing, next thing you know, you feel like the slightest of a thump, you set the hook, you get the fish in, and it's like seriously down in their throat. They choke it down. I never have a problem. I've never lost a fish on this lure right here. I've never had a problem with hooking a fish. It has a treble hook underneath and a single hook on top, and they throw it down every time. I seriously sometimes set the hook hard just so it'll kind of pull it out of their mouth a little bit before they actually choke it down. Just because, say I don't have pliers on me, that really sucks, because these things hook good, really good. This is just something I picked up. This is a Yum product. Something I picked up. I found they were having sales at Walmart, and I thought it was pretty cool. It's like a 3-dimensional crawl. It's got a bunch of legs. Those go, and it doesn't take much for these legs to get going. Like I was walking with it on my rod. Slightest of wind made those legs just go. So you could fish it on the bottom and just let them just go. Either way, whatever you want. It's another Yum product. It's the Christy Crawl. I like to rig it up with a 3/0 EWG hook with I don't use tungsten. I just use the regular lead weights, but you could use tungsten for it. You pretty much rig it up however you want. That's just my opinion. I like swimming them, or maybe if you cast it out deep and you just jig it in, like say you have some cover out deep, underwater, you could just go across it. These coffee scented Rage Tails. This is the Menace. These things are pretty cool. I don't know. I only have 2 missing out of it's an 8-pack. Yeah, it's an 8-pack. I've only got 2 missing. I don't really fish them a whole lot because that's not really my go-to bait. But I should start fishing them. Now that I remember that I have them, I probably will start fishing them. But that's a pretty good go-to bait. Just some hooks and weights. I've got 2/0 Berkley Fusion EWGs. Got a bunch of weights. I've just got some odd and end stuff in my hook box. I've got some Wacky Rig hooks. I've got some Chomper jig trailers. All that stuff. Pretty much the basics. So I'm going to go over my rods. I already showed you this one. This is the Berkley Cherrywood HD with the Quantum. It's the Tournament Series Bass Pro Shops popper on it. This is, it's not really a name brand of anything. It's the Brent Chapman rod that you get at Walmart. I mean, it's pretty good. It's a 6.2-to-1. I like it as my cranking stick. It's got 12-pound Berkley Solutions line on it, bait caster. Berkley Solutions line's pretty good. You can get it for your spinning reels or your bait caster, your button push, whatever you got. They've got it, and it's specifically for bait cast reels. I'm pretty sure this is 7 foot. This is medium fast, 7 foot. Yep. I was thinking about using it as a jig rod, but it uses crankbaits really, really nicely. So this is my first really expensive rod. This was $160, but I got it on sale because I lucked out and they were having sales on it. And it's the Lew's Tournament SK. It's pretty beat up. I've used it a whole lot. As you can see, the reel cap is gone, some chips, but it's still a really good rod. I've never had any problems with the reel, never had any problems with the rod. Pretty much what I've got on it is the Berkley Pit Boss with a 3/0 EWG, just a lead weight. It's not pegged, it can slide. Obviously I'm not fishing that right now for fall. I've been fishing crankbaits and spinnerbaits and stuff like that. This is a Gander Mountain Evolution. It is a spinning reel. I've got Berkley Solutions line on it. It's got my hula popper on it. For some reason, where I've been fishing lately, they've been hitting topwater. I always thought it seemed kind of cold for topwater now in this fall season, but if they're biting it, they're biting it. I'm not gonna argue with you. So this right here, this has got to be one of my favorite rods. My first bait cast reel ever was a Mark Rose Signature Edition Lew's from Walmart, and I just loved it. It was a really nice reel. I just put it on this this Berkley rod. I actually got it right here. It's a Berkley amp rod, and I just put it on that. Such a nice combo. I wish I still had that reel, but that's back when I was pretty rough on my stuff. So this is the new Mark Rose Signature Series Speed Stick by Lew's. This is his new. It's a 7-1-1. It's a 6.6 medium heavy. It's fast action. I've got the same Berkley Solutions line, 12-pound, made for bait casters. And as you can see, I've got this swim bait on it. I was just fishing at a buddy's pond a few days ago, and they were still slamming down some of more of the spring baits. They're still hitting it, so I just went along with it and fished it. This right here is the first ever Berkley amp rod I ever had. It still works nice. Berkley rods. Berkley makes a nice product. I just use this line. I shouldn't even be fishing with. My friend gave me this reel. It is a Daiwa. It is, what is it? A 7. I couldn't even tell you. My friend gave it to me. It's pretty cool. I like it. It casts nicely. It reels nice. It's never had any problems. What is this rod even? Yeah, it's a 7-foot, medium heavy. It's fast action. I just use it. I toss my spinner baits. I toss pretty much anything on this rod. I don't really have specific rods for specific things. I know people are probably like, why don't you have cranking sticks or jig poles or anything like that? I just use my rods for what they're used for. Every rod's used for everything. I know there's better ways of doing things, and I know I'm seeming like pretty much an amateur, but hey, if it works, it works. A rod's a rod. I've never had a problem with that 6-foot medium heavy Berkley cherry wood for topwater. I've always had good hookups. Everything's been pretty good with that 6-2-1. What is it? I can't even think of the name. But either way, it's good. That's my lures. I showed you my favorite lure fall baits, if you're in for the fall because of the tough bite, don't toss on a crankbait, square bill, spinner bait. It doesn't matter. Just get out and fish, and subscribe, like, comment if you have any questions, and I hope to be fishing soon on camera. So